Hello, Professor Hilton. My name is Ryan Petersen. I'm 18 years old and from San Diego, California. This is my speech on the brief history of television and how it is affecting our youth today. John Baird, a Scottish engineer in the 1920s, was the first one to publicly demonstrate the television, while Philo Farnsworth owns the patent for the television. However, no one man should be given sole credit for the invention because each engineer worked off the previous man's work. The effects of television have been studied, and television is affecting our youth in both positive and negative ways. I have studied research and have come to some conclusions that I'm going to share with you throughout this presentation. In its early years, the impact of television was obvious. The activeness of our society lessened heavily. Opposed to times before television, communication in the common household weakened and parents found it harder to get attention of children because TV demanded the full attention of kids. Along with a lower level of communication, television caused a sharp increase in the levels of aggression throughout young children. Tanis Williams, a professor of sociology at the University of British Columbia in Vancouver, performed a study on second graders in their playground environment and found that kids who were not aggressive before TV increased as much as kids who were. An overall increase in the level of aggressiveness across the playground was apparent to Williams. The technology of television will only get better and the violence and aggression will also increase. Brandon Centerwall also conducted a study in No-Tell Canada of second graders in the playground, where he notes that aggression levels rose 160% after 2 years of television in No-Tell. It was found that the association between adult criminal violence and childhood exposure to television violence approached statistical significance. In this quote, Centerwall is stating that excessive amounts of television consumption in children will lead to criminal acts as an adult. On the other hand, television does not necessarily have to be a negative thing. When a parent takes the responsibility for what their children watch, TV can act as a positive. There are many educational programs out there being broadcasted, for example PBS. With programs like PBS, television can be used to bring a family together, not separate them. Interaction time is extremely important and it can be replaced with quality time. But if parents let their kids sit in a room alone watching who knows what, television can be harmful for children, and it will be. Advertisement has found a big bullseye on the back of our youth, especially fast food industries. 2,613 ads featuring food and drinks that targeted children and teens were found watching a week's worth of cartoons. This study was done by Vicky Rideout with the Kaiser Family Foundation. It is impossible for a kid to escape from these advertisements. Eventually, kids will begin to nag at their parents for a combo meal at McDonald's instead of a home-cooked meal. And without a doubt, parents will give in sooner or later. This problem has become extremely apparent with rising levels of childhood obesity. After researching the effects of television on our youth, I have learned what exactly television is doing to us. A majority of programs are too mature for young children, and these broadcasts have had severe impacts on the youth of America. A distinct increase in physical aggressiveness among elementary school students has been proven and studied. Kids are at more ease instigating situations that end up in physical altercations. Not only is television changing the way kids interact, but it also creates bad habits. Advertising has become so specific that food companies have figured out effective methods to create a desire in kids for fast food. Yes, television can be used in a positive manner throughout the household. Parents can watch television with their children and ensure that the programs that they are watching are beneficial for their education and also their health. The television industry must start changing their ways. Kids are changing and not necessarily for the better. Changes must be made in the way television handles their business. Children cannot continue to be brainwashed in a negative way.